Where to begin about my guest?
I'll just keep my ears.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's up there. Just make sure you point this direction. Yeah. Receivers there, yeah. Okay, thanks so much.
Here we go, Randy.
All right.
I saw a few people jump who are not used to the bell ringing. I apologize for that. Welcome everybody to our meeting here at Rotary, the last one of May. It's a barbecue today. Happy Memorial Day weekend. I wore the barbecue themed shirt because I knew we were going to barbecue. You can all stand real quick. We're going to get going with the rest of the meeting. What a joy to see a full room today, especially with our next generation of leaders in our community. So this is going to be a great meeting today and very exciting. Leading us off today, Claire, we've got the four-way test and the land acknowledgement, if you'd be so kind.
Morning, or good afternoon, everyone. All right, let's start the four-way test. First, of the things we think, say, and do. Fair to all concerned. Will build goodwill and better friendships. Will be beneficial to all concerned. Thank you. Another land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that our meeting today is taking place on the traditional homeland of the Puyallup people. We acknowledge that this land was not freely ceded to the settlers who claimed it. We recognize and honor the significance of this land and its waters to the Puyallup people who have lived on and stewarded this land for centuries and continue to do so today. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire.
You may be seated now. And up to the podium for reflection today is Sharon Benson.
Good afternoon, Rotarians and guests today. Knowing that I was going to be speaking to our scholarship recipients today, as well as our regular guests and you as my friends and Rotarians, I have started reflecting on the whole process of adulting and what it means for our students. And thinking about my own journey of adulting, and I had the real honor of growing up in a very tight family. So I had my grandmother who taught me how to embroider, how to cut out doll paper patterns out of newsprint and make doll clothes, and then eventually my own clothes. I learned how to can peaches. I learned how to do a lot of things through that process. I even had home ec. And so some of those things that we don't have anymore because we live too far away from those extended family members. But adulting can be really, really tough. And I remember probably the toughest thing that ever happened to me as an adult was my third year in college. I was running out of money, and I made my car payment, and my check bounced. And I panicked, but I had a paycheck because I had a part-time job. I got my paycheck, deposited it, and then I wrote a check, and I made 2 car payments, one for the one that just bounced and the one that was due. Well, I didn't know that checks went through 2 and 3 times. So now I had 12 checks bounce in one day. And the bank manager, when I went down there in tears and absolute hysterics, calmed me down, and they erased all my charges, which were only $3 at that time for a bounced check. But my thought was that you went to jail for bounced checks. So that was a really, really horrible experience in terms of adulting. So, and I'm sure you all have your own stories like that. And so as our students step forward into their adulting world, I just want to close by speaking a quote that is really important to me. And give me 1 second. And this quote is from Henry David Thoreau. And it says, "I went into the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life and see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, to discover that I had not lived." So whatever you do in this adulting process, do it with passion. Know that you, what the path that you're following is the path that you really want to be on, and do it with all the love and all the heart that you have, and good luck on that journey.
For our students in the audience, I have a quick question following up with Sharon's reflection today. How many of you actually have a physical checkbook that you can write checks from? No, students in the room, Rotarians, no. Yeah, that's what I thought. Cynthia's got hers with her if you want to see what a checkbook looks like, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to welcome our visiting Rotarians. We will introduce our students during the scholarship period, but students, if you would like to introduce your parents during this period, you certainly may do so. Visiting Rotarians and members of guests, please stand. And Alex is going to bring around the microphone today. Visiting Rotarians, tell us where you're visiting from. Members, please introduce your guests.
All right. We'll start with table 2 again.
Hey, I'm Cooper Reimuth from Tacoma. This is my mom, Amy Reimuth, and my dad, Jeff Reimuth.
Hello everyone, my name is Ruben Mendoza. I'm from Idea High School, and I'm from Tacoma, Washington. And today I brought my mom, Jessica Cortez, here with me today.
Hello, my name is Molly Beckner. I'm from Silas High School, and today I brought my dad, Barry Beckner.
Hello everyone, my name is Luke Entwistle, and I brought my dad, who some of you might know, Zach Entwistle, and my mom, Susie Entwistle.
Greg Ralston, past president, and I've got a guest today, Kim Mercy, stand up there, Kim. She's from the Tacoma Youth Marine Foundation, and she's the lady in charge of the boat we're going to be on June 19th out on Puget Sound. So welcome, Kim.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nico Coop. I attend Stadium High School, and I brought my mom, Nicole, with me today.
Hi, my name is Jacob Day. I'm from Stadium High School as well. I brought my sister Kylie.
Good afternoon. My name is Anna Palaki, and I brought my mom, Debbie Palaki.
My name is Olivia Landry, and I'm from Stadium also, and I brought my mom, Erica.
Hi everyone, my name is Mara Lilly. I'm from Soda, and I brought myself.
Hi, Dean Hanks, and for the third week running, I have Katie Ward, who's in the prospect pipeline to become a Rotarian, and she is the Director of Development at St. Martin's College, University.
Thank you. Jim Whitaker, proud graduate of Woodrow Wilson High School. I attended on the 5-year plan. My pleasure today to introduce one of my lifelong friends, Dr. Willie Stewart, former principal of Lincoln High School, former past recipient of our Community Service Award, and a past recipient of the Peace Laureate Award for Tacoma. I forgot to mention Willie from Texas.
I'm Destiny. I'm originally from Yuma, Arizona, and I brought my cousin Jamaica and I go to Fox.
Exchange students here today?
I don't see Ruth or Emil. No, they're in CBAC. That's why we don't see them today.
So I am Michael McGavick with Tacoma's Sunrise Rotary Club. And I think we're pulling up a video that I wanted to share. Our club and Joliet Rotary and Tacoma number 8 are partners on a Rotary Global Grant. And I wanted to show you all a video today that'll have some sound just for the folks at the tech table. If you go to the next slide, the Circle of Friends in Action is our partner, and they're in Eastern Uganda. And we've been partnering for about 7 or 8 years now, but our global grant is really just underway. I think we took 2 years to get this thing put together. And it's 10 Rotary clubs, 3 Rotary districts. There's some clubs in Alaska that partner with us, and the Rotary International matches the funds for all 3 districts. This grant of $100,000, each of us put in 5, each of our clubs, but it'll fund 3 years of seasonal training for rural farmers. We trained 350 farmers this last season. We have 200 farmers working with us right now, and annual expositions. We had 800 farmers at our 3-day exposition last summer. We're expecting 1,000 in July here. My wife and I are going back for those. And this grant delivered walking tractors that helps with land preparation and harvest, chairs, tables, tents, and PA systems. This exposition, we have a lot of different researchers and trainers and a wide variety of crops that are grown there. But our cash crop is peanuts. They call them groundnuts. And the grant is building a new building to store this harvest. 2,000 bags of peanuts of this size is what we're expecting out of our harvest this year. But this video that comes on the next slide will give you a better idea. They had their district governor come out for the handover of all this equipment, and the Rotary Club sent about 20 people, traveled 4 hours, come out there, and we gathered a bunch of the women who were part of the program to get a sense of it here.
Whenever we're going to dig, we wake up very early in the morning and head to the fields with our small hose, digging by hand. It's extremely tiring, and it takes about a month to clear just 1 acre. We sometimes prefer using oxen to plow the land, but hiring them is expensive and difficult for us to afford. Even then, it still takes around 5 days to clear just 1 acre. For generations, farming in eastern Uganda has been more than a livelihood. It's a lifeline. But for smallholder farmers, the journey from soil to harvest has always been one of immense struggle. But change is here. A new season is beginning, one powered by knowledge, collaboration, and the right tools.
Our mission as Kofia Uganda is to make agriculture more productive for the smallholder farmers. And we can't achieve that without mechanization. So today we have witnessed a handover ceremony of an assortment of working tractors that is going to ease land preparation. One of the key challenges the smallholder farmers face here is reliance on labor-intensive methods of preparing land. This delays land preparation, it delays planting, and results into low yields at the end of the season.
Farmers had gotten a lot of ideas on how to plant and they had improved their skills on that. But however, their mechanization has been too low. But we believe that with the working tractors, such gaps are going to be fully addressed.
We've received tents, we've received chairs, we've received a public address system, and this is going to ensure that we have more efficient training programs that will take place not only here, across the sub-counties in which we operate. So we want to thank Rotary International for the support they have given us. In a special way, we want to thank the Rotary Club of Chiwatule as our host partner. We want to thank the Rotary Club of Tacoma Sunrise and other Rotary clubs that are part of these efforts to improve and boost productivity of smallholder farmers here in Tororo district.
So once again, I want to thank the Rotarians. I want to thank you for the equipment that you have donated. I trust that Kofia is going to look after it very well and that the community are going to use those things like they're their own, take care of them, and that I hope that this equipment and everything that has been donated will benefit you. It will benefit your children and it will benefit even your grandchildren. The Rotary Club of Chiwatule is proud to be part of this party.
For us as Rotarians, all we are doing is to sow a seed. Sowing a seed that all these partners here, through these interactions, we can start a Rotary Club in this community, we can start Rotary Club, then get members and things like that.
Special thanks to NARA, particularly the National Semi-Arid Resources Research Institute, NASARA, for providing expert knowledge and agronomic support, ensuring that farmers not only have tools, but also the training to use them effectively. We also recognize the Tororo District Local Government for its continued role in monitoring and offering critical extension support, helping to align our interventions with local needs. Since we now have a tractor, we have hope. Where the oxen men took 1 week to plow, we can now dig that in 1 day. As we look ahead, Kofia Uganda is going to conduct structured training sessions on tractor operation, maintenance, and safety, ensuring that local communities gain the full benefits of this mechanization. These tools and support are not just a donation. They are an investment in productivity, dignity, and sustainability of rural farming communities.
I just want to say thank you very much, and a little shameless promotion for our fundraising event that's coming up on Saturday, June 7th. This is where we're going to raise money for being able to reciprocate, partner together on more global grants. This is changing lives, and more and more farmers are coming into the program this year. We really appreciate your help. Thanks. Recipients and their guests.
we will introduce all of the scholarship recipients in our program. When we introduce you, can you please tell us what school, your name, what school you went to, and which school you're going to?
All right, thank you, Mike, for that wonderful presentation. That's why we do things like the auction to raise money for both our scholarships and the grants that we get out there in the community. So thank you for giving us that update on that. While we've got an anniversary to celebrate today, it's a 7-year anniversary for Sally Glover. Sally, if you're here, please stand up. All right, and now I get to invite one doctor up to introduce another doctor. Dr. Miriam Barnett, would you head up and introduce our guest speaker for today?
It's a complete honor to be able to introduce this icon of our community. And I really think for most of us, he needs no introduction, but we do have guests today and we do have scholarship recipients. So let me just tell you a wee bit about this great man. Otherwise, he'd be up here the whole time talking, and we want him to talk. So we invited Willie here today to inspire all of us, and especially our students. Thank you, Sharon, for starting that inspiration at the beginning of the meeting. Willie is an educator, a veteran, a youth advocate, a community pillar, a Kiwanian, and a friend to our entire community. He was first hired at Galt Junior High and was the first Black teacher in Tacoma. And then he served as a first Black principal at Lincoln High. Our member, Michelle Johnson, who's traveling right now, but she remembers those days because she went to Lincoln while Willie was principal. And after 8 years at Lincoln, Willie dedicated 18 years to serving as assistant superintendent for HR and personnel for the Tacoma Public Schools. And after 36 years in the school system, he remained a volunteer as a school board member for many years. So it really shows the incredible commitment he has to students in our community. He has received so many awards. He's had a school named after him, the Willie Stewart Academy. And like Jim told you, he has been a recipient of our award, Community Service Award. He's been a recipient of the School District's Shining Star Community Award, and he is a doctorate. Just this May, received a doctorate, honorary doctorate from UPS. So please join me in welcoming Willie Stewart.
Good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon. I have more energy than that. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. That's going to do it in Lawrence, Kansas, where Jim Shoemake owns the place. Now, it was a real sacrifice for me to be here today because I had to leave the house that Jim Shoemake built. And that's Mount Oklahoma. I want you to know the next 3 days, all of 2A, 3A, and 4A schools in the state of Washington will be there in the finality of the track. And that's where I'm going when I leave here. Thank you, Mary, for the invitation. Now to the graduates. Just want to make a few comments. Now, I was moved by the fact that this is a scholarship event. 72 years ago, I was the recipient of a scholarship from a group of females in their matron group that gave me the entire first semester of college. And that scholarship valued $125. Showing what tuition was in 1953 in the state of Texas, in a state institution. But to you as seniors, you made a milestone, a level to gain independence from mom and dad until you have financial needs. Then after that, you still play like you're at home to get the money. However, you're also making the first step toward a career in life. But I want to remind you there are some steps you should take before. First, take time and say thank you to your parents and others who supported you to get this far. Take time to remember those classroom teachers and the administrators who served as enablers for you to be at this level. It means something. And when I stand here, I don't stand as an independent, great guy. I stand because persons reached out and lifted me up. I want to share a couple of those with you. In 1958, I responded to the call of Uncle Sam. Signed, Fort Lewis, Washington, 1958. Not knowing at that time, I had 4 brothers who had served in World War II. One stationed at Lewis, Camp Lewis then, one at Lawton, Seattle, one at Fairchild, and in Spokane. Unusual for one family that far away to be in one state in 3 locations. I was in a pup tent in 1960 in May, 55 nights in the Yakima. And I received a note from my mother. She simply said in her own language, I love you, but they're making changes in the state of Texas with who should teach in the schools. And black males are not being retained. And I know that you believe in education, you believe in yourself. And I love you, but since you're close to the president, you might get a job. So that was her level of geography. But I understood that. I took the advice, returned to my unit, made an appointment with the school district, had an interview with a guy named Les Hope. We talked for 40 minutes. We never talked about education. And I said, Mr. Cool, I came down here to get a job. He said, oh, shucks, fellow Texan, you were hired before you got here. I just wanted to get acquainted with you. I meant that as a message. You never know what that person is that's going to make a difference in your life. But it was beyond Les Nahor. It was beyond my assignment at golf. But the thing that moved me most was my experience, several experiences, but also the one in the Army Reserve. My commander was a coroner here, chief pathologist, Colonel Charles P. Larson, widely known for his work in pathology, but very few knew that he was also the commissioner of the World Boxing Association and the National Boxing Association. A very brilliant, very talented guy. So on Sunday mornings, I was assigned to him. And what did we do each Sunday morning? We did autopsies across Pierce County. And when it came for my 2 years to be up, he said, and this word, never call me by our rank. He just said, Stuart, I don't want you out. I want you in the reserves. And I want you to consider the application for a reserve commission. And I did that. Because he felt in me that to be something. I accepted the challenge, went through the interview. Because I was 28 at the time, I had to be commissioned as a first lieutenant. I went to school, and I said, you are no 6, that's my goal. And I was very fortunate to follow his footprints. And I was successful in 1975 of receiving the rank of 06. And only 4 of us in the United States were selected through reserve units at that time. And I felt very honored to have been one of those persons. But that was on the shoulders of another person, not Willie Stewart. But he saw something in me that inspired me. And I'm sharing this with the young folks. You just don't know what is ahead for you. You don't know the opportunity, but you're not going to get there alone. When you talk about my career in education, there were many. But the number one catalyst for it was a gentleman from this Rotary Club, Dr. Angelo Giordoni, raised in the coal mines here in Washington, went to WSU, doctorate from Harvard. And he stood before the school board, 5 white males, in 1970. They said, it's time for me to stand up and change what the dynamics of what the high school should look like. And I'm going to name a principal. I was selected. When I was selected, I had to be honest with you. I was away 2 weeks of training. And so I returned to Tacoma. He and his deputy, Joe, was sort of walking the hallway and asked me, how do you like the new principal in high school? I said, who's my new boss? And he looked over at Joe. He said, oh, Doc, I forgot to call him. I was 35 years of age, a staff of 111, because they were preparing to build a second school, which was in the 40s, became in 72. And so it scared me to death. But I relied on what I had done in 1956 in an organic chemistry class. I memorized all the compounds. So I went to pull out all the files and I memorized every staff member. And then after memorize that name, even though I knew them, but I wanted something either about the spouse, about the kid. And I did that. And it made all the difference. And that allowed me to ascend to a career at Lincoln High School that eventually changed. I share these experiences so it's not of myself, but others who inspired me as an enabler. So when you think of a mother like mine, who gave birth to 11 of us, the first one at age 16, 38 when I was born, 43 when my baby was 61, who could stand up and say, I love you, but you have to have a career for yourself. You go other places. So she gave me an opportunity for independence. In terms of why do I volunteer? Because I saw her do something that I can't believe. Two things. One, her mother's sister had a stroke. There were no care facilities for anyone other than a family home at that time. And my mother gave up her bedroom in the top facilities and took care of her for 8 years. And she slept on a cot. That was her commitment. I shall never forget that movement. A second thing she did, every Thursday, she walked 9 miles to assist another member of the family. And yes, she took care of her own. My father owned 2 suits in his lifetime. A brown suit that he bought in the early 40s, and then he anticipated his death at the age of 55. He bought his second blue suit 3 years before his death. But in all of his farm work and all of this, he always left a message. Hard work, good attitude, and serve. Then good things can happen. Now, on the exciting side of life, I had a chance to meet persons like Jim Shoemate. Now, you can find him next week because I'm saying some good things about him that you may not be aware of. First of all, he gave me the privilege to visit the campus of Lawrence, Kansas. And that was important to me because Will Chamberlain, Gail Sayers, Paul Allen, Coach Self, and Williams, all been there. But to be on that campus and to go into Allen Fieldhouse and see that excitement is an experience that I never would have had because of having that relationship. But I'm saying to you young folks, develop relationships. And you don't have to leave Pierce County for it. They're here, they're right in this room. And if you need financial support, you have Larry here who has a lot of it. And I'm going to be checking to see what the treasurer does makes a contribution. Because he's very capable. There are many others in the group. Even Dean Hanks over there who knows how to get money heard about it. So even though I'm a Tacoma, I'm a servant first. My commitment is to Tacoma. My commitment is to boys and girls. And I would hope when you develop your career, you take time to find a club like this Rotary Club or some service club. The objective is to give back. You know, it's only on the receiving end. And I close with Winston Churchill going back to the War II. He said, you make a living by what you earn. You make a life by what you give. So I'm asking not only the students, but also Rotary, keep giving. We need it, but do it in a responsible way. And to the graduates, I wish you well. You have about 17 more days, so don't mess up. Don't mess up. Don't mess up. Because I know what seniors will do. I've been a part of it, and also been one. So it's really important. So on behalf of the Rotary 8 Club, I want to commend you for this commitment to scholarships. And to you who've been recipients, take advantage of it. It's a stepping stone for you. It's your first step. And that's an opportunity to maximize. But even though I had a long relationship with Lincoln High School, I'm a principal and a believer in all schools because I believe in young people and I believe that the future rests with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Willie, so much for being here today and speaking and inspiring us all. Now it's time for Alex and Dorothy to come up, and I'm going to hand over everything to them for the scholarship presentations.
Hi, all. First, before I forget, I want to say thank you to everyone that's a member of the club that gave financial support to fund these scholarships. And thank you to the committee for all the interviews and good work that you've done in helping us vet these kids and awarding scholarships. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Willie Stewart. Your comments are great. But as a former teacher, public school teacher, and college teacher for 12 years, our future is in good hands. Really, it is. This was such a fun thing to do. Are we ready to start?
Yeah, I think we're ready to start. We'll call the students that were called up by the awards that we have here.
So Marsha Burns and I interviewed Luke and Twistle and Molly Beckner from Silas. I want to say Wilson High School because I also graduated from there. So come on up and I'll be happy to give you your certificates and tell us your plans and where you're going to go to school and all of that in a minute or less.
Hi, so I'm Molly Beckner. I obviously go to Silas High School. Next year, I've been accepted to go to BYU, Idaho, and I'll go there and I'll take prerequisites to get into medical school to become a psychiatrist.
And she failed to tell you she'll get her associate's degree at Running Start from TCC.
Hi everyone, my name is Luke Entwistle and I go to Silas and I'm going to be going to Gonzaga University in the fall to pursue a degree in finance and or accounting with a minor in Spanish.
All right, from Sammy. Let's see. Our first recipient will be Ashley Brewster. I don't think. Yep. Congratulations, Ashley.
Thank you so much. Hi everyone, my name is Ashley Brewster. I will be graduating from the Tacoma Science and Math Institute. And in the fall, I've been accepted to attend the Viterbi School of Engineering at the University of Southern California, where I will pursue a degree in astronautical engineering.
And then Jackson Cabral Mullen. Did Jackson make it today? All right, congratulations to Jackson. And from Life Christian, we have Caleb Hippie. I don't think Caleb was able to make it today, but congratulations, Caleb. And Petra Shell.
Hi, my name is Petra Shell, and I go to Life Christian Academy, and I will be attending the University of Washington, studying architecture and urban planning.
Hey, hey, hey.
Okay, from Sound Christian, we have Cooper Reinbeth.
My name is Cooper Reinmuth. I'm from Sound Christian Academy, and I will be going to George Fox University to study biology and play football.
All right, Stadium. From Stadium, we have Jacob Day. Who's awesome.
Hi, my name is Jacob Day. I'm from Stadium. In the fall, I'll be attending the University of Utah to study either mechanical engineering or geological engineering.
Next up is Nicholas Coop.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nico Coop. I attend Stadium High School. And this fall, I'll be attending California Baptist University, where I'll be majoring in accounting and also getting the opportunity to play Division I soccer.
My name's Olivia Landry, and I go to Stadium High School, and I'll be attending the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, and majoring biology with the long-term goal to become a veterinarian.
From Stadium is Anna Palaki.
Hi, I'm Anna Palaki. I go to Stadium High School, and I'll be attending Brigham Young University in Idaho, and I'll be majoring in international studies with a minor in political science.
Next, we have School of the Arts. Oh my. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Jacina Christensen. And Mara Lily.
Mara. Hi, my name is Mara Lilly. I currently go to Tacoma School of the Arts and will be graduating in a couple days here. But I'm going to be going to Western Washington University with a major in design, a minor in film studies with a certificate in illustration with a long-term goal to be an animator/character designer.
Charity Roy.
I'm Charity Roy. I go to Tacoma School of the Arts. I plan on attending University of California, Davis to study landscape architecture.
Unfortunately, Lincoln suffered a tragedy this past month, and one of their students was gunned down, and they're attending the memorial ceremony today. So we had Masi Nagahi from Uganda, actually, which is cool because that's where Ruth is from. Lily Knopp was also awarded a scholarship, and Ryan Sullivan was awarded a scholarship from Lincoln High School. But my heart's go out to them, and they know they've got the scholarship, and we just keep them in our hearts.
Jameson Cosgrove.
Hi, yeah. I attend Belgium right now, and next year I will be at the University of Washington majoring in chemistry.
Ethan Vlad. Mallory Whalen.